Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, bro.
I'm going to compliment you to death. So, bam, here it is. I'm complimenting you. Now, I'm going to take my next move. My next move is going to be like, I'm going to give you some flowers or give you some small trinkets, right? Nothing too expensive, nothing too cheesy, but that's going to be my second move. My first move is going to be compliments. My second move is going to be giving you something. Then my third move is I'm going to ask you, hey, listen, let's go, as a matter of fact, let's go to lunch together. We're already working together. Let's go to I buy lunch, right? And the thing that a guy would do when he's trying, listen, I'm going to tell you this. I got to clear this up real fast. Guys that really don't, it's kind of hard to figure out if a guy's really interested or if he's not really interested. You just got to spend time with him and see through his actions, right? But a guy will spend months dealing with you knowing that he really don't want to deal with you, if that makes sense. Ladies, I'm dropping something in your lap. A man will deal with you for months and really know in his heart he doesn't want to deal with you. Right? So a guy would deal with you for months, meaning he would keep on being persistent for months until he gets what he wants, knowing in the back of his mind, I don't want to date you, I don't want to marry you, I don't find no value in you, but I just want to smash. And what happens is it all starts from a compliment. So like I told you, the steps is I give you a compliment, and after I give you a compliment, then I'm going to give you something. Then after I give you something, then I'm going to ask you, let's go for lunch. We work together. Let's do lunch. Let's go somewhere. I got you. I'll pay for it. Right? So that's the nice guy that comes out in the beginning. So you already work together. So you may go to lunch with the brother. You may go to lunch with him. Or you may be the type of woman that says, nah, I'm cool. I got a guy. I don't want to go to lunch. I'm cool. So this is what he'll do. He'll find out through conversation with you because you're giving him these vibes. He will find out what's your favorite food to eat or your favorite meal. And what he would do is, especially if he's a smooth, suave brother, right? What he'll do is he'll order what you want and have it at the job. Wow. Player move, right? So he'll have your food at the job. He'll get his food as well. Then y'all sitting and having a date on lunch at the job, right? So that's the third move, right? That's the third step. Fourth step is he's going to ask you to go out, right? He's going to ask you to go out. And if you go out, he feels as if he has a home run. Ladies, don't just know your value, but I need you to understand the value of your time. Don't just go on dates with anybody because your time is valuable. Listen, I get it. You want to see what they bring to the table, but you got to understand you are the table. That's why you want to have a seat there. Because most people, statistically proven, says that either during the week or Friday, leading into the weekend, most people go on their first date. Usually it's around Wednesday, Friday. This is what statistics says. Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, most new couples or most new relationships go on their first date. Now, I just got to drop something in your lap real fast. Ladies, I'm talking to the ladies right now. You don't know how this guy's temperament may be, right? So this guy may have some type of interest in you. He may have a lustful interest into you, right? And you guys go on a date. And he began to talk because most guys, when they take you to a nice restaurant, guys that's not decent, right? Not decent guys. They take you to a nice restaurant. I may go over today because I'm really adamant about this topic. They take you on a date, and the truth of the matter is, he may be a sleazeball, whatever you want to call it, right? Scumbag. And he began to conversate during dinner, and he leads to the sex thing. And he throws hints out there just to see if you would bite or to see his chances. In other words, I got to test the waters to see if I can get what I want. And you give vibes like, nah, I ain't that type of chick. I ain't finna do all that, right? So the relationship, or not the relationship, the date can go left, especially if you rode in two different cars. I've heard scenarios time and time again. That's why I did the video, so I can help y'all out. He may eat his food, then go to the bathroom and never show up. Now you're stuck with the bill. Not both of y'all bill, you stuck with your bill, right? And what's crazy is a lot of women go on dates with no money because they say, listen, he's going to pay for everything, which is true. The man on the first date the man should pay for everything. I'm in total agreement. Even all dates, right? Most dates. I'm gonna say most dates, because you have some great women out there like this. No, let me cater to you today. Let me do something for you today, right? It's cool in the game, but that's a totally different episode. But he may not. If he gets wind that he's not going to get some sex that night, he may operate left and do something. Listen, you find your own way home. Cool. I'm no hard feelings. I came tonight prepared, and that's all I was trying to share with women, because there's a lot of women that put a lot of trust in men thinking that, nah, he won't do me like that. Listen, you have no clue. Some men are so dirty and so low down that if I don't get what I want, forget you, I move on to the next. And that's true. That's the true statement. I get it. Your grandmother, your mother, and everybody else older than you has told you before you go on a date, make sure you have some money, make sure that you can cover your entertainment, make sure that you can cover your dinner, because this is another reason too. Some guys that take you out on the first date will go Dutch, like you pay for you and I pay for me. I've never ever hung with people, no guys that I hung with ever did that with women. Never, because I've never associated myself with broke mentality guys. Right? I never kept in my circle broke mentality, even when we didn't have it like that. We didn't have the broke mentality, right? But I had to make this video and the previous video because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women that run into guys that they put a lot of trust and confidence in, but the night goes left, and now she's stuck with the bill. And many women, I just got to put this out there. Many women, the reason I made the video is because many women go on dates and they are not financially prepared to handle the worst, right? Many women go on dates just for the dinner or just for the entertainment or just for the company. What happens when you go on a date for just the company and it turns left, but you're not prepared to turn left with it? Like, you stuck. Like, he's going to be held accountable, right? But you're there, and I mean, you just never know. You just never know. You may say, given your sob story, I'm over my 5 minutes, but I got to share this with you. I got to. Like, it really bothers me how many people in the comments were like, I already knew this. Why would you? Because common sense is not so common these days. And I'm not saying that the women that don't know this or don't have the knowledge of this is dumb. By no means. You got to realize we're in a different generation. Right? We're in a generation now where you can go on an app and get everything that you want. So it's kind of taboo in a sense for a lot of women to go on dates. It's kind of taboo. Why? Because a guy can go on Plenty of Fish, or I think it's an app called Bumblebee, or whatever. There's so many dating apps and there's so many sex apps that, okay, I want a relationship, so I'll go on this app, right? Or I just want sex, I'll go on this app. So we live in a generation where men get what they want because they're paid for it or because women are down with it, the same thing. But I want the women that are naive, and when I say naive, because you feel as if there's still good men out here. Even the good man can bring out the worst. Listen, every good person has some evil in them, and every evil person has some good in them. I got to drop that in y'all spirit. I'm about to be out of here, but I just got to let y'all know that before I get out of here, that's why I did it. That's why I did the video, because I wanted my sisters to be abreast about, I want you to be warned. I want you to know, like, listen, before I go out, I'm going to be prepared. I'm done. Let me give you this. I want you to be prepared in 3 areas. I want you to be prepared financially to be able to cover your own self. Because, of course, if y'all go out to eat and then the dinner or the movies or the bowling alley is next and the dinner goes left, y'all not going to the bowling alley. So I need you to be prepared, 1, financially to cover yourself. 2, to make sure that you cover your travels back home. But 3, I need you to protect yourself just in case brother tries something crazy because he tried to get some sex from you. Like, nah, I ain't that type of woman. He try to force himself on you. I'm not trying to promote violence, but I need you to have a taser, a knife, or a gun, something on you to defend yourself. Because you don't have no gentlemen. The rate of having gentlemen, like real men in this world, I know we over the 5 minutes, but y'all rock with me right quick. The era of having genuine gentlemen in the world, real men in the world, it's slim now. It's slim. I remember in my era, right, I'm going to give you this quick story and we gone, right? I remember this time, me and my homeboy that I used to go to school with, and I'm going to send him the link so he can watch this video. So I'm pretty sure he remembers this. We went to the club in Virginia Beach, right? We were young. I was like 22, 23. So we went to this club in Virginia Beach, and we got out, and we had a good time. I mean, really good time, right? And we saw this girl in her car, drunk. I mean, drunk. This was before GPS. This was before social media was really big. Matter of fact, at this time, Facebook was only for college students, right? I had no clue what Facebook was. Social media wasn't out there like that, right? We had just started texting pretty decent. So we saw this girl. She was in the car and she was drunk. It was kind of chilly that night. So she had her car on, the heat blasting, I don't know if the doors were locked, but all the windows were up and she was slumped in her car. And I think I saw her and we looked. I'm like, man, we can't leave her like that. Right? So we been knock on the door. She didn't answer, whatever. So then eventually she woke up and we realized that she was drunk. Because at first I think we thought she was dead. I don't know. We were just checking her out, right? And we checked her out and she was cool, but she was drunk. So what we did was I told my homeboy, I said, follow me. Because now I'm going to be honest with you. We went through her purse. He went through her purse to marry reality and not potential. Now let's look at it from the other side. What is reality? Reality is what the person is producing now. That's the reality part, right? Because I tell people this all the time, and really, it's real. Marriage is a gamble, right? Because you're marrying somebody that you're having good faith that this relationship will work. But if you look at statistics, whether you go to church or you don't go to church, sometimes it don't work. Sometimes it ends in divorce. So you're marrying potential and not reality because the reality shares with you that this guy or this woman is lazy. This woman or guy don't like to work, right? And like I said, if you've been listening to us and you haven't been, if you just now tuning in, it's cool. Thank you. Go back to some of the old episodes and listen in intensively. Because some people will put on a facade. It's easy for me to put on a front for the first 6 months of our relationship or the first year of our relationship. It's easy. Why? Because number one, we don't live together. So whenever I'm in your presence, and especially if you're the type of person that I really, really want, or dating you or marrying you would be a come up for me, it's easy for me to put on a performance. It's easy. It's easy. Now, as you get deeper into the relationship and you begin to spend more time with the person and you begin to ask qualifying questions and watch this. I'm going to do a whole episode on this. And you ask qualifying questions and then you ask those qualifying questions again a month later to see if they will give you the same results or the same answer. And if they don't, you call them on it. Listen, it's only so long fake thugs can pretend or fake thugs can act. It's only so long that when you're in a relationship that they can put on, right? And this is one reason why that relationships or people in relationships can put on a facade for a year because you don't ask them the hard questions. You don't ask the real questions. You ask the basic questions, the trash questions that really, it doesn't matter. I find out that in the long run, what's your favorite color? Like, that's cool. That's elementary cool, right? Like, I find out in spending time with you. Like, for example, I'll find out what's your favorite color on a humbug of us driving. Like, man, I love that blue Benz. That blue Benz hard. What you think about that? Oh, yeah, the blue Benz sweet, but my favorite color is brown. Bam, now I know your favorite color, right? So I think that so many of y'all ask elementary questions in the beginning. And this is why you get the results that you get. Because you ask elementary questions, but you don't ask the hard questions. The real questions. Look at about my old episodes. I told y'all the real questions to ask. I mean, I told you credit, finances, right? Like, I need to pull up Credit Karma right now. I know it's not 100% accurate, but let me see the ballpark figure where your credit score is. I know you got it on your phone. Matter of fact, if you don't have it on your phone, pull it up. Let's do it together. Ask the hard questions. Why? Because this is your life that we're talking about. Ladies, stop wasting so much time on a brother that's not going nowhere, right? I'm not saying don't believe in his potential, but don't marry for potential because potential may not come to fruition. And if it doesn't, will you be cool with it? He has the potential to be a CEO, but if he always remain, no shade to a janitor, no shade at all. But if he only remains a janitor, will you be okay with that? Would you be okay with what, $25,000 to $30,000 a year? I mean, I'm not saying that she a gold digger, but the truth of the matter is, and I want to erase this stigma around women that want guys that have money. The truth of the matter is, we all want to live a better life. I don't find anything wrong with a woman wanting a guy that makes six figures. I find no issue with that. I find no issue with a woman saying, I need a guy that can bring some real money to the table. Now, let's qualify this thing. You may want a guy that brings real money to the table, but lady, come here, come a little closer. You can't be bringing $10,000 to $20,000 to the table and say, I want a guy that brings six figures, or I want a guy that brings eight figures. No. It don't work like that. Like, okay, cool. You bring $50,000 to the table. I bring $200,000 to the table. But what else do you bring to the table outside of money and outside of looks and outside of sex? I wait. I'm listening. But that's what I want to know, right? Because I believe that it's a stigma around that a woman that wants a guy with money, however, she brings nothing to the table. That's not a good look at all. Period. I don't want you at my table if all you bring to the table is good looks and sex. You can find that anywhere. I promise you can. California, Virginia, DC has truckloads of them. Right? That's true. That's facts. Every major city has beautiful women. Every major city has handsome guys. Period. So ladies, it's crazy because you want this top-notch guy, but you're a lower tier woman. Let me say it again. Ladies, I have an issue with that. You want this top-tier financial guy, but you are a lower-tier woman. Look on the other side. Fellas, you want this high-tier woman, but you're a low bottom-feeding guy. Let's put it together. It's cool that you want better, but I need you to bring more to the table than just abs and waves or dreads. Let's keep it all the way real, right? I mean, that stuff cool for her, but that's no substance. So at the end of the day, fellas and women, do not marry potential. I need you to marry reality. Because potential may never come. But reality is what will always be unless there's a change in somebody's life. Period. Listen, family, I love you guys. I gotta pay a few bills. Listen, I hope this podcast was helpful. You already know our podcast, AOS the podcast, the whole mission here is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one video at a time, one post at a time, to help you live life at the next level. And I got to share with you, this episode is brought to you by Winning After Major Loss. We sold hundreds of copies. Now to date, we looked at it yesterday. We looked at the analytics. Now we have sold thousands of copies of that book. Let's go. Winning After Major Loss. Go to Barnes & Noble, barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com. Get your copy, Winning After a Major Loss. This book has sponsored this episode. I love the book. It's crazy. You need to go get you a copy. I love you guys to life. Listen, don't marry potential, marry reality. I need you to marry somebody that's going to change your life for the better. No toxicity. I might do a part 2 and 3 to this here. Because many of you are still in relationships with people that you're like, oh, hey, they're gonna be a millionaire, and that millionaire never comes. Flat out. Let's keep it all the way real. I need you to marry reality. So it's crazy because many of you are putting up with things that you have. Listen, you don't have to put up with it, but you're putting up with it because you keep on giving yourself excuses. I can't do it because money. I can't do it because I don't want to be lonely. Or I can't do it because I can't leave them because I don't like sleeping by myself. That's an excuse. You were born by yourself. And I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it that you have become accustomed to something and you're fearful. You're scared to let it go. I get it. I understand. But if you're scared to sleep alone, get a roommate. They sleep in their room, you sleep in your room. That way you're not alone, right? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I like to sleep with somebody skin to skin. Well, listen, you need to get over that. Because you're sacrificing. It's crazy because many women, I'm gonna just say the women, and some guys, but it's more prevalent in women. Women will sacrifice her own happiness just to have something, a situation going on. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. You're way more valuable than that, right? Yeah, like what you bring to the table exceeds what you're accepting. That's facts. But what I really want to shed light, there's too many of y'all are giving credit or giving titles to people that have not or that are not willing to earn it. You're just giving it away. I talked to this one person a while ago. This is a guy. And the way he was talking about this woman, I thought that they were dating for years. The way he was talking about it, right? So then because this is the whole scenario. He was talking about adjusting his life to fit her. Like he wanted to work at Capitol Hill, but he said that the woman that I'm with, she's not going to appreciate the money that I get at Capitol Hill because, in the beginning of Capitol Hill, you don't make no money, right? So, you make about $30,000, $40,000, depending on who you work for. And he was like, the woman that I'm with, she's not going to accept that. So I might just go to be a lawyer or something else, he said, right? So I'm asking, why are you adjusting your life, what you want? Because he said that his long life dream was to work on Capitol Hill. So I said, why are you putting what you want to do on the back burner for this woman? And he couldn't really explain it. He couldn't really put it in words. He said, I don't know. I just, I don't know, right? I'm like, man, how long have y'all been talking? Guess what this brother said? Dude said they've been talking for 2 months. I told him, I said, man, get out my face. I ain't telling him get out my face, but you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically. And it's crazy because, and many of y'all gonna laugh about that, but many of y'all are doing the same exact thing. Many of you you're meeting somebody on Monday and on Thursday, y'all in the bed having sex. What's the difference? You're compromising who it is that you are. You're compromising. You're giving titles or you're giving access to people that have not earned it. Ladies, stop giving access to your body to a guy in the first week or the first month. Because anything I get access to quickly without any work, I don't value it. Bars. That's real. Like, how can I value something that I didn't have to work for? How can I value something when I don't see the value in it? You would never value anything that you, number one, don't see the value in it and it took you nothing to get it. Period. You won't. That's why you see people write graffiti on walls because they didn't have to pay for it to get up. They didn't have to pay for the walls. That's why they write graffiti on it. But now it's a difference if there's artwork at their house, they would do it. But you don't see people go to those people's houses, right? Or their parents' house, because the parents ain't putting up with it. But go to their house and see if they vandalize their items. No, they don't, because they work for it. They pay for it. They see value in it. This is my house. This is where I lay my head. No, I'm not going to vandalize. But I'll go around the street and vandalize that because I didn't pay for it. It's not mine. So what? Ladies, I listen, please. I'm about to stop the episode right here because I think I drove the nail home. Ladies, stop giving these guys titles that, number one, he hasn't worked for it, he doesn't deserve it, and he hasn't earned it. Period. Fellas, you too. Stop giving. Listen, many of you, I got to get on my guys. Many of you are trying to buy your way into a woman's life, and you can't. Right? Like, you can't. Listen, you have some women that'll ride that wave until she can't ride it no more. Right? She'll take the money and everything that comes with it. She'll take it and ride it until it dies, and have no connection with you, have no emotional connection with you at all. And many men believe that I can get through the door with money. They think that, listen, my money will open up major doors, and some doors it will open. But as it pertains to a woman, if she's really not connected to you, or watch this, if a woman doesn't have an emotional connection with you, you're dead. Period. I'm just using you for what I can get from you. And once that's dried up, I'm gone. That's a fact. It goes for men and women. A lot of you are giving credit to people in relationships who have not earned the credit or the title that you're giving them. That's it. Listen, it didn't take me long to talk about that. I mean, I just really wanted to shed light on that because I see this time and time and time again. What's up, bae? Hey, bae. You just met her. Y'all just started going together last week. How is she, bae? How is he, bae? Let's really be honest. And many of you, this is another thing too. Many of you are trying to make life-altering decisions on a person that you just met. And the first thing that people say is, I know him. He love me. We talk on the phone every day. We fall asleep on the phone every night. Okay, cool. It's new. It's fresh. You're in the honeymoon stage, right? Marriages. I saw this video. I'm trying to figure out how he really said it because it was a dope way. But the whole essence to what he said is marriages really don't start until the first real traumatic issue pops up. That's when marriages starts. Honeymoon stages, I can get along with you in the first. Listen, when you're dating somebody, y'all don't live together, it's easy to make that relationship work, unless there's just some elements that just go haywire. But in the beginning of a relationship, it's easy to make it work, especially when you don't stay with me and I don't stay with you. I got my own place. You have your own. Listen, it's easy. A lot of marriages, right, are still hanging on because the other spouse travels 60% of the time. They're in a different state 3 times a week. That's what's really making the marriage work because of the distance, right? I mean, it all depends on what, it all depends on who you are. Can you handle that? Are you built for that? Are you wired for that, right? But I really wanted to close this episode out by telling people, please stop giving credit to people in relationships that you're in relationship with, right? May not be your boyfriend, may not be your girlfriend, but you guys are trying to work towards that. Stop giving them credit prematurely. Don't let them, make them work for it. Many of you are just handing it, that's my bae, that's my boyfriend, that's my man, that's my woman, that's my old lady. No, it's not. No, because I'm going to tell you this too, and I'm gone. Many of you would be sick if you really knew that they're in the process of getting to know you. You're not titles yet, for real, but they're still talking to somebody else. So when you hang up, they call somebody else. It's just how it goes. Listen, step your game up. I don't want you to keep on getting hurt. Step your game up. Stop giving titles prematurely. You'll see your relationship get better. Let's go.
Man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, bro.